Hey, folks. It says I'm live. I hope it is. I know folks in the community know that I said I was going to go live today out on my back deck like I did once before. I'm doing it. This is what it is. I'm going to talk about me going to on vacation last week and stuff. I'm going to talk a little bit about that today, talk about some of the tools that I use and things that I did to do that. I hope everybody can make it tonight. If not, you'll see this recording. I wanted to try, I know I can't screen share, so I really wanted to be able to screen share, and I haven't. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up, whoever that is. I see two people are watching. Thanks for the thumbs up. I wanted to be able to screen share, can't screen share. There's some things about this live, doing this straight out live. Yes, Ross, it has just started, and you have not missed a thing at all. So I am kicking it off, just going at it, and just going to wing it tonight because I wanted to see. Everybody loved it last time I did this, so I'm kind of doing the same thing. I want to try and get some of that sun out of that, though. I don't know if it'll go away or not, but anyway. So I want to talk about some of the things that I did. Yeah, I can actually. Hope I know what you're saying. To do that, corruption on you when you go to YouTube, and I'm going to go there right now just so I can look around. If I go to YouTube and then live events, anybody that goes on their live events page or on Studio says camera. It's a brand new thing. It's supposedly when I create an event, I can create an event. The only way I could do it is if I did it through using not custom, but using Hangouts. So that's the only way. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do it this way just so I can get the live stream and stuff to see how that is. I love it, Ross. Yes, we do have sun. Hey, Bill, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Hope. Google Meet works well. I mean, I'm glad to hear about that. I mean, I'm real interested to see about Google Meet too, see how that works. I know that's G Suite only, but I'm real curious to learn a little bit about that myself. Docs and Drive, I love Docs and Drive. Hello, Miss Sheila, how are you? William Rock, hello, how are you, sir? Good to see you in here. I wanted to just kind of see. I really this is the only downfall I can see with using this is the fact that I can't screen share because there's times when I like to screen share. The other thing is I don't know that I could bring someone else in either. It's me starting up YouTube, starting live. I am doing this on my Pixelbook. I did this once before. I was actually using my hotspot to do it, but now I'm actually doing it with my internet from in my house. It seems to be pretty clear. You guys tell me if it's choppy. Let's see. Want to see if there's anybody else freezing here. There you go. Hey, Geeks on Tour. I love it. I'm glad you're in here because I'm going to talk about one of your favorite things. I need to clean the lens, it says. Geeks on Tour says. Okay, let me do that. I don't think it's the lens. I think it's actually the sun. But I'm going to attempt that. So you're going to get kind of, probably blurry or whatever. But I'm going to try and clean the lens just to see if that is it. But I believe it's the sun behind me. And it is. Because if I come at this angle, it's probably much better. It has to do with that sun behind me. Yeah, it is. It's the lighting for sure. Yeah. See, that it's a great picture, though, for a Pixelbook. Yeah. I'm impressed with this Pixelbook every single day. Every time I use it, every single day I have it. I mean, it's just, to me, it's really pretty awesome. But yeah. So vacation. I took a vacation last week. It was amazing. I went to Alaska. Thanks for the cool trees, William Rock. Yeah, it's a neat backyard. It's pretty cool. I do love the Pixelbook. Worked great on the YouTube stream. That was a HP Chromebook X2. Worked great on YouTube stream. Yeah, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with what this is doing. Yes, you will, William Rock, see me in October. You may see me before that because I'd like to have you on another show very soon. We need to work that out. You get with me very soon, and we'll maybe touch on maybe another show you can do for us, because you always bring some really, really cool stuff to the table. Same with you, Geeks on Tour, Miss Chris. I'd love to have you on too. Love to see you on a show again and talk about Google Photos again, which is what I'm going to talk about. So I had some friends went with us. It was really kind of cool. Another couple that we've known forever. We take a lot of vacations in the past together. And one of the cool things was that I was telling them, I said, you know, one of the reasons that I like to use Google Photos specifically is Google Photos is so awesome because so many times I take a ton of pictures. I love to take pictures. The problem is when I'm taking pictures, I'm never in them. So that's the issue. That becomes the issue. So I told my friends, I said, you know, you guys should take some, you know, if you guys are taking a bunch of pictures, we should share Google Photos, share an album. Because if we share an album, then I'm in some of the pictures. And they're like, yeah, that sounds cool. You know, they're so iPhone, Apple-minded, non-Google people, where I'm so Google the other side. So I didn't want to bug them about it. So we took pictures of the whole cruise. And so Stacy, that's the wife of the other couple, I said to her, after all of our trip was done and everything, I said, I'm going to send you an album. I'm going to send you a Google Photos album of all the pictures that I took while I was there. If you want to join, great. You can join Google and get on in Photos and album and have it on there. You can upload it on your phone and then just upload all the pictures you want in there as well. But I'm sending you the album. So I sent it to her. She loved it so much. Her husband, she gave him the link. And then we gave our kids the link so they could put all of their photos in. I did it with my wife's phone. She put all her photos in. We have some great photos that I couldn't be everywhere. You know, we're taking different angles. We're taking different sections. You know, when we were on the cruise, we took a cruise to Alaska. When we were on the cruise, we had we were in different sections. Everybody was so cold, but not me. I'm out there in shorts, you know me. I'm so hot-blooded or whatever. I guess I think it's cold-blooded, hot-blooded. I don't know, whatever you call it. I want to make sure that I answer some of I'm going to answer your chat as I go. So it might come off story sometimes to answer some of your stuff, because I want to make sure I pay attention to you, since I can't bring up the comments, since I can't screen share, and I can't do the stuff that I normally do on the show, like with OBS, where I can bring all that stuff in. It says my terabyte is filling up, William Rock. So that is true. Yes, that it will. Mine's not, right? Thank God. But I haven't taken that many. So obviously you take a ton more than I do. Hope says, nice to see a woman like I into tech. Oh yeah, definitely. There's definitely some women out there. A lot of these people that are on right now are that way. Ross says, I will be needing to upgrade from my older MacBook Pro. Not sure what would be best for video as a mobile setup. So much has changed. And that is so true. I'm telling you, this Pixelbook does a great job. There's limitations like anything when you use a Chromebook, though, because you can't download any software. You can't add any other cool tools like virtual cameras and things like that. And you might be able to. I just haven't been able to do that yet. William Rock says, I get all my photos and she has mine. Yeah, it's excellent. It's perfect. I think it's an excellent thing. Hope says external hard drive. Yeah, external hard drive, but you can't download. There's no way to run. At least I haven't been able to. And maybe you know something that I don't, but you can't run that software. Like I can't run OBS inside of here as a virtual camera. because it's on an external hard drive. It's not internal, so I believe. Ross says my Samsung mobile phone is great, but still a little on the too small for a screen size, of course. Yeah, I'm telling you what, I am so impressed with this Pixelbook. I mean, I use it every day. I mean, it's really pretty cool. William Rock says terabyte is good for drive plus photos. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it totally. Can screen share? Can screen share? Yeah, run Linux. That might be something, but again, that's probably above my pay grade. I don't know how to do all that. I like the idea, though. I think that's kind of cool. I think in the future, Chrome and Pixel book will have things in the future. Yeah, I hope so. I hope they build for it. I mean, this is pretty stinking awesome, this one right here. And I love the pen. I just love what this pen will do. This thing is just great. The things I can do on screen, and it has Assistant built right in. I use it all the time for that. It's just incredible. And I use Pixlr, which is not a drawing program for Pixel, but I use Pixlr, and I just have to be careful where my hand is because it's not sensitive to that. But there are drawing programs where it's just sensitive to the pen, and how hard you press is how thick and stuff. It's really cool. But I use Pixlr, and I do fine with it. I just have to adjust a little bit where my hand is when I'm drawing with it, though. Geeks on Tour. Our last YouTube show was on a free video editing app for Android that we demonstrated on a Chromebook. Cool. I'll have to go and watch that one because I've been on vacation, so I haven't been able to watch a lot of the stuff that I normally do. William says, I still do not have a Pixel book, but maybe one day. Yeah, I mean, if you can afford it, to me, it's worth it. I'm going to stick with this versus a laptop from now on, because I mostly do stuff on the internet. And now that Google Drive, you've always been able to open up. Oh, there's my cat. Open up Google Drive, open up an Excel spreadsheet from someone, edit it, and then send it back as an Excel spreadsheet. So I'll keep doing that. I think this is the way to go. Again, you can't download anything, but I don't think I need to. I mean, all my pictures are in the cloud. A lot of things in the cloud anyway. So, love the Google Assistant built in. I agree with you, William Rock. That is a big deal. I mean, I can circle things with that pen, and I push the button on the side and circle it, and then it gives me an automatic assistant information. It's really quite cool. Ross says, I have no idea what is involved in Linux, although my son uses it. There you go. Well, and it's something else to learn. Hope says, I love my pen, Lenovo or Rig, I guess that is, Windows 10. Cool. Yumi being a TC for assistant, we saw some cool stuff at the summit. That is very true. We did. We got to use this a little bit. So, I mean, it's really kind of cool. What do you mean, as Geeks on Tour says, what do you mean it has the assistant built right in? So, for example, Chris, I'll show you. There's a little button. I don't know if you can see it. It's right here. There's a little button. If I press that button and circle anything on screen, let's say I'm looking at an address and I circle it, or if I have a player's name, if I'm looking at a baseball video and I circle his name or a picture of that person, it opens up Assistant and gives me information about whatever I've circled. It is really, really a cool thing. It's so neat that it has that functionality and that ability to be able to do that. That's what I'm talking about. Being built in. Really a cool function too, because I use Assistant. I have a Google Home, a couple Google Minis, Chromecast, all kinds of stuff. So it's really kind of neat. I mean, it really does a really cool thing. So anything I'm working on, and I use it to even type with it, because I can do swipe. I can pull it. It pulls up a keyboard on screen, so I can put it in tablet mode, and I can sit there and swipe. It's like swipe texting, except it's swipe typing. It's great for that, the pen, because I'm so used to doing that on my phone. It's just a little bigger, and I just do it on a keyboard. That works really cool. with the pen. So if I'm already in something and I'm in there looking at whatever it is, I can click on it and boom, it'll take me there. So Ross says, I have a pen thing on my phone, not used it much yet. Hope says, think he is talking about an active pen. This is the pen that comes with the Pixel book. It actually is the Pixel pen, I think is what they call it on the website, on the Google store. But yeah, it's really cool. Comes with it. So, I mean, it doesn't come with it. It's an extra $129, I think, but you can get one, and I got it. So, and then Ross says, that's what the button's for. Yes, it is. Amazing stuff, William says. Sounds kind of like Google Lens. Yeah, it is kind of like Google Lens, except you're doing it with your pen for the most part. And it actually is more accurate than Google Lens. I'm a trusted tester for Google Lens and doing a lot of different things. And Google Lens is nowhere near where it needs to be as far as I'm concerned. Now, when I was we actually flew into Vancouver and to start our cruise and then into Alaska. Both places, I tried to use Google Lens as much as possible on glaciers, on areas in Vancouver, stores in Vancouver, different hotels, different things, restaurants, taking pictures, trying to get hours, things like that. For me, Lens is not working like I want it to. That's the kind of things I want to do. Now, I've taken pictures of trees. I've taken pictures of plants to try and find out what we have in our backyard, like poison ivy and stuff. It works great on that kind of stuff. But as far as Google Lens and locations and things like that and signs and trying to get information that way, it's not working for me. It's not working well for me, I should say. Hello, Loanne. Good to see you. His home is known as Google South. There you go, Andrew. Nice. Hope says, highlight a word in any program and it will search Chrome for you. Exactly. Yes. You can do that. Those kind of things you can do. Plus the pen can read more pixels ahead of what you circle. That is true. You can do all that too. Yeah. If you, there's some good videos out there on it too. Yeah. Mine is a Samsung 8 Note and the pen is in the case. Wow. I'm going to start playing with my phone more. Yeah. It's kind of cool. Lens, William Rock says, Lens has long ways, but has come far since we first tested it. No, I totally agree with you, William. It definitely is better than it was. It's just that there's a lot of things like a business card. Yeah, it'll scan a business card and give you the information. You can put it right into your contacts and stuff like that. That's kind of cool. Some of the things you can do there. But it's just not there yet for me. A lot of times if I'm scanning, let's say I'm parked at a light, but I see this over on this, I don't know, let's say it's a bank or a building or something. I'll take a picture of it. And I should be able, just by that sign, tell me the bank hours. It should give me information about that bank. It should give me whatever building it is. If I'm right next to a movie theater, it should be able to give me, if it's, if it has that on the sign, what movies are up. It should give me all that information on that, whether I want tickets, all that kind of stuff. And that way, like Geeks on Tour said, it's a lot like Lens. And that's what I want Lens to do. I mean, that's what this Lens is supposed to be doing. And it's just not there yet, in my opinion. Hope says, I lose my pen. I have 3 of them. Yeah, I wish I could. I'm going to take a picture of my pen. They send you, it's really kind of cool. It's a little sticker that goes on the bottom of your Pixel book that has a loop on it on the side, and the pen goes on the side. It's kind of cool. I didn't think I'd like that or get used to that. And it is kind of near like the volume button. So I do hit the volume button sometime. But excuse me, I'm sorry. I know I'm messing you guys up. It's kind of neat. It takes some getting used to. I thought it would be in the way. But it's right there with my tablet all the time. I just put it right back in. It's kind of cool. It's kind of neat. Maybe I'll do a little video on that, kind of show that and show what it's like. Let's see what else we got. Hope says this is a great show. Well, good. I'm glad you like it because That's what I mean. This is what the community that we started is all about. Trying to set up a community where we can all chat and go over things. And then Wednesday night, I just get on the show and we talk about things that help people and invite guests in. Some of you that are out there actually have been guests, so that's kind of what our goal is. So I'm glad you like it. Geeks on Tour says, I use Lens on photos of business cards. I can call or email from Lens. Yeah, those are all good stuff. Like I said, if it worked, I mean, it'd be great if I took a picture of this building or a restaurant or something that I was driving by and I'm swinging back by. I could get their number and put it in there and have them so I could maybe order lunch and swing back by and pick it up. But I haven't been able to do that with every single place. And it's just has a long way to go. William Rock says, have you documented your Lens hiccups? I leave feedback every single time it doesn't work. Every single time it does. I do that with everything. If something doesn't work the way I want it to, I try and leave feedback. And especially with Lens, for sure. Anytime I'm using it, I always leave feedback on that. Hope says, does it creep you out when it looks at your photo and it tells you all the info? Yeah. You know what? If people people can find out anything. If you're on the internet, people can find out anything about you anyway. So creep me out a little bit. Yes. A lot. No. William says, yes, it should give data on the photo you're taking. Yeah, exactly. And Hope says people will be taking pictures of you. Yeah. And then it says, hold it. Yep. It goes in a USB just to have easy access. Okay. The fun part about Lens is I think they are getting better with GPS and photos. I agree. It's just that there's so much data that it has to get yet is the only thing for me. And Hope says for sure. Andrew says Michael leaves more feedback than public posts. That's probably true. And Hope says she agreed. Caught up on all that. Listen, so I was talking to my this other couple, and so they shared their photos in there as well. What was nice and neat, really cool features, and this is something I learned last time I had Chris on from Geeks on Tour. And thank you, Chris. Maybe you can come on again and we'll do some stuff because you talked about albums. It really intrigued me to use albums on this particular excursion that we went on because it gave us the opportunity to leave comments. You could heart things. And when somebody hearts something, it pulls it up on your Google Photos. So I go to Google Photos. I could see who hearted what, who left a comment, what comments they left. I did. And one thing that was cool because I wanted to try this. That was for all of our family. That was for the two couples that went on the trip and then all of our kids. That was just for family. I could create it. And I did this. I created another album for my friends. Some of you out there who will watch this. I created one for my friends. I didn't have to include all the photos. I included just ones that I wanted to. I didn't have all the other people's that had just my photos in there. And I could create that album. And I thought that was really, really great to be able to do that. Have a whole separate album where my friends could go on there and leave comments and talk about things and say, yeah, we took a trip to Alaska. We saw this. We did this as well. So that was really, really cool. That was awesome for me to be able to do that and us to be able to do that and share that. One thing that I'd like to learn a little bit more, and Chris, maybe you can help us maybe on the next show, is I'd like to I know I have to download some of their photos in order for me to be able to use those in albums and that kind of stuff. Maybe there's an easy way to do that. I did not find a way because there's a couple of good photos like my wife has and Stacy, the other girl that went with us. I could take about 4 or 5 of each of their photos and throw them in with mine. So that way there's some of me, because most of mine are, everybody else. Loanne says, I am joyfully working my way through Mrs. Geek's Google Photos. Highly recommend it. I totally agree with you 100%. She just knows so much. Anyway, Hope says, who benefits from Lens? Are we not now again helping Google Map and get our info at the same time? I'm not sure. I don't know the answer to that. I know that Lens is working its way into every single application of Google. I do know that. Geeks on Tour says it's like your own social network. I agree with you. It is. It's specific to that event too. That's what's so cool. I like the fact that I can go back and I can say, oh, did I never show you my trip when we went to Alaska? Here's an album. I can, and you can search it and find it and get it. And I mean, type in the word glacier and all these pictures come up of glaciers. Then it's just really, really convenient. They did a great job when they came up with Google Photos. William Rock says, I think who benefits is everyone that used it. Think about 4 years ago when Maps was not accurate and getting better the more data the world adds. I agree with that. I totally agree with that. To have even if you hired 1,000 people, you're not going to get the information that you need. But if every single person that uses it, Google Maps, leaves information, that's a lot of data. And then you can cross-reference that data if it's a common thing over and over and over. Let me answer this real quick. All right. So yeah, Google Local Guides. That's right. William did a great show. You need to go back and watch my show with William that I had on talking about the local guides. Awesome job on that, William, and I appreciate that too. Let's see. Geeks on Tour. When viewing a shared album with others' photos, you can click the cloud down arrow icon to add them to your library. Once in your library, there's no indication that it is someone else's photo. Okay. So I can add that to my library, and I would do that. I would just go to that album. Is that what you're saying? When viewing a shared album. Yes. Okay. So I'm viewing a shared album. This is great information. Thank you very much, Chris, for that information. That is very helpful, very useful, and I'm going to work on that. I'm going to work on that and see if I can't do those kind of things. One thing, there's a few things, and I don't know what they are off the top of my head too, but the Google Photos on a desktop and a mobile are a little different. So there's some things you can do and some things you can't do. And I know iOS has some things that it can't do, or it shows up different. Maybe I'm using the right terminology. And you explained that very well on our last show, Chris from Geeks on Tour. So you guys watch her videos, watch the videos that I did with her. I mean, it's really good stuff about all that. I did a great job. So the cloud down arrow is in all 3 versions. Great. That's good to know. That's perfect to know, because if I'm doing it on mobile. Hey, thanks for the thumbs up too. I see 3 thumbs up from you guys. I got 10 viewers. So one thing is kind of cool when I'm watching on this thing, I can see that show up. So thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's good. See, now the other thing is too, one thing that I would have liked to have seen better with Lens, I know talking about Lens, it would have been great in Vancouver. Like I said, we were looking for a liquor store. I can get all this from local guides and maps and all that kind of stuff. But I was trying to take pictures in Lens, seeing when places were open as we were driving by. I wasn't driving. I was the passenger, but I could take pictures of these buildings when we were stopped and see, when it closed and things like that. I wish I could have gotten some of that kind of information from Lens. That's the kind of stuff that I think would be useful. Love to get your opinions, what you think would be useful. What would be a useful thing for Lens? I mean, it's great taking a picture of a flower to see if it's poisonous. I get that. That's good. I mean, that's how I use it. But just to take a picture of flowers, I mean, there's only so much of that you can do. Oh, what's that flower? Boom, it tells me. Okay. That's fine, if you're into that, if you have a garden, or if you're into your botany or botanist or whatever that is. I don't know. To me, it needs more of that kind of stuff. I like that they demoed, like when they showed a picture of a chair, took a picture of a chair. and told you where you could buy a chair just like that, or where it was, what it was for sale, that kind of thing. Just to tell me that it's a chair doesn't really help me. And that's the things that I'm trying to get out of Lens. I want it to be more useful for for practical use, I guess, or reuse. Just get your idea on that. That would have been great on my vacation if I'd have had that a little bit better. And I tried it everywhere. I tried it when we ended up in Vancouver. Not Vancouver, excuse me. Anchorage. When we ended up in Anchorage and flew out of there, we were in Anchorage for 10 hours before our plane left that night. So I was taking pictures and trying to use Lens the whole time there. So that's what I would like to get out of. Great use for Lens. Great Geeks on Tour says, great use for Lens to point at a business and get their hours, menu, movie, show times, etc. Yeah, that I agree with you. And so far it has been unsuccessful for me, but I've only tried it a couple of times too. Because I get, I'm weird that way. I get disappointed. I'm like, all right, that's not working. So then I'll forget to use it again. And that's just me. It's just my stubbornness. But Andrew says, doesn't it depend on how much info is available to get? I would say yes, but until someone puts it where Lens can get to it, you are at a dead end, right? I mean, I guess, I think if enough people leave feedback, I think that would help. But I think Google Assistant is learning stuff all the time. So however it learns, it needs to learn from that and get that kind of information. Ross, it does sound interesting. I agree with you. And Geeks on Tour, I lived in Anchorage and was there during the 1964 Good Friday earthquake. No way. Did you go to the Earthquake Museum? You know what? I didn't. It was right across the street. We took a tour. We took a trolley tour. And they showed us the land where it was separated, where the earthquake separated this part of the earth and this part of the earth. We got a chance to see that area. It was all grassed over and a big hill now. But wow, I can't believe that you lived in Anchorage at that time. That would have been one scary, scary thing. It's the largest, and somebody can correct me, I believe it's the largest earthquake as far as on a Richter scale goes that has ever been recorded, maybe. And I could be wrong on that, but oh my God. Lowland, yes, we did stop at Skagway. That was our first stop. That was pretty interesting. That was pretty cool. Did not stay there too long. That was our shortest excursion. Very populated where we were in Skagway, in the particular section where the ship came in. So I'm sure that was a touristy thing, but it was like one thing that I really liked, and I mentioned this to my wife, I loved how clean it was. I mean, it was like Disney. If you ever go to a Disney park, there's no trash on the ground. Somebody's always cleaning up and stuff like that. That's what this reminded me of. The streets were all clean. I don't know. I thought that was pretty awesome. So, but yeah, I didn't stay there long. Took some of my first pictures I took on the side of the mountain where the houses were and stuff like that. Not a lot of houses up anywhere in any part of Alaska, but Chris says from Geeks on Tour, she says, my dad took the aerial photos that went to DC. I can search my Google photos and find them. Oh my God. That's crazy. That's really cool. Chad Lafarge says clean streets. So not like San Francisco. No, sir. No, much different. Much different. Alaska's not very populated. From taking the cruise and seeing all the mountains and stuff, there are not a lot of people living out there. It's not, I mean, even in, like South Carolina, when you see the mountains and things like that, you see remotely, you'll see homes and stuff. Even in North Carolina mountains, the Blue Ridge Mountains and stuff like that, you'll see homes and smokestacks going and stuff like that. Not in Alaska. It's just, you don't have all that. It's so different. It really is an interesting place. Loan says nobody lives there. That's why it's strictly a tourist destination. I totally get it. I really do. I understand that and get that for sure. William says it's a bummer when you take a photo and when you end up finding time to preview and it's blurry. Yeah, I agree. That's one reason, William, a lot of times I'll take burst. I take burst shots a lot, like 6 or 7 photos, just holding it down real quick. Because I figure one of those is maybe not going to be blurry. But if I'm moving my camera the whole time, you're right. It's going to do that anyway. But yeah. Yeah, Andrew gives me the 740,000 total population. Yeah, and I think probably 3/4 of that is Anchorage. Yeah, it's really kind of cool. It's interesting. I learned a lot about a state that I knew nothing about. The other thing that I really, really enjoyed for me, you can probably, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm sweating to death. It's probably, right now, it's probably 80 something degrees outside here on my back porch. I did not have to worry about that on the ship. I loved the weather. It was so awesome. It was like 50 degrees, 60 degrees, 50 degrees, 45 degrees. I was just in heaven because that's perfect for me. I just love that because I sweat so much anyway. So it was just beautiful for me. I was the only, all 3 excursions, I was the only person wearing shorts. They said, "Who's that idiot?" I was like, whatever. So, but I love the weather. That was my favorite thing. Isn't that weird? I'm weird. But anyway, no, the views, and I did a lot of video, like not panoramic camera, but panoramic video where I just kind of went all the way across the side of the ship so you could see the mountain sides with the Snow Peak Mountains and stuff like that. It was fun. I loved it. It is 7 degrees Celsius in my office right now, and I have a heater going. Wow. Okay. 7 degrees Celsius. I'm not sure how that converts. Somebody else help me out with that. Somebody put that in. Somebody tell Google to check that for me. Yeah, William, it was a lot of fun. It was fun. One of the things, being a geek, there was no internet. So that drove me crazy. So for a week, I had no internet, but I really enjoyed myself. I did a lot with pictures. So I was really focused on the video and pictures more than anything else, and making sure that I could get it back afterward and get some of those things recorded and done and that kind of stuff. So it's really neat. So I don't know. I just, it was fun. It was a blast. I missed the internet part of it, but you know what? In other ways, it's probably good that I didn't have it, so. Okay, so it's 44 degrees Fahrenheit. Perfect. There you go. That'd be perfect for me. But that is winter. Yeah, you're right, Loanna. It's winter in Australia. I always forget that. They have opposite seasons below the equator, don't they? Yes, good stuff. I've been on about 38 minutes. Does anybody want to talk about anything else? I know I said I was going to talk about my vacation, and I was going to talk about, I want to try it. And stuff like that. Let me give you that. There you go. There's that good picture that you can get without the light in the background. Yeah, it's not bad. It's really a good video. Chad, you too. Always great to see you, sir. Thank you for stopping by, though. I appreciate you. Yeah, 100 degrees Fahrenheit and high humidity. Yeah, that's us, William Rock. That's us in a nutshell. Did I meet any Intuit people? No, I did not meet any Intuit people. Good old Kansas City. That's right. It's great to have the technology that lets me see what's happening in the real world up there. That's so funny. Geeks on Tour says we are also on vacation without internet last week. We were scuba diving in Cayman Islands. That is freaking so cool too. How awesome is that? That would be a lot of fun. Yeah, that's quite impressive. Quite impressive. One thing that was really strange for me too when I was in Alaska is it's light so late. Like it was like 11:30 at night and still light like it is right here. That was kind of weird to get used to too. Well, take tons of pictures, Chris. I don't know if you can take your camera scuba diving underwater, but take a camera scuba diving underwater would be good. You always have amazing pictures and stuff like that. So be sure and get some on the boat at least if you can't do anything else. I hope everybody kind of liked this format, doing a show like this. I do like both ways. Last time I got great feedback from you guys saying that you really like this. I want to talk about things like this and do this more often, but I also want to do some with. I also want to do some of this with our regular guests and things like that. Tons of pictures, GoPro for underwater video. There you go, perfect, Chris. Loanne says Intuit equals Eskimo people. Okay. Oh, Inuit. I'm sorry, Inuit. No, we did not see any Inuit people. We did not. Ross says a better way of scuba diving than the experience of the Thailand soccer team who was caught in a cave through last week. Oh, yeah, at least all of them are rescued now. Yes, I agree. Yes, it is a change up, and it works well. Good. Thank you, Andrew. I like doing something a little different, trying to do it just to have a little different, something different. I read comments. It's basically me in comments the whole time. I don't really have any kind of set topic, except for the fact this one was using Google Photos and using some tools like Lens and things like that when I could and tried to doing that kind of thing. I did use Google Maps a bunch when I was in Vancouver, which was great. That really helped us get a lot of what we wanted to get done anyway. So I guess I didn't need Lens. I just wanted Lens to work better, I guess, is the only thing. So, and Chris talking about the Thailand. Yep, so nice to have some good news. That's true. Need a logo on the railing. Yeah, that's a good idea. I should do that. And then Sheila says, you are something different, Sir Michael. That is true. I am something different. What did you do in Vancouver? Vancouver, it was just kind of cool. We went to Vancouver and we flew in the night before we had to sail. So we came in Vancouver and I contacted a top contributor, Shirley Young. She lives in Vancouver. So I said, I'm going to connect with her. Maybe she can know something and we can go out to dinner with her and stuff. So sure enough, a restaurant right around from our hotel where we were staying, she came and met us. And so I got to meet a top contributor that I knew from, from Google and she's a Hangout top contributor. So, which I am too. So it was perfect. And we met up. So that was kind of cool. So my wife and I went to dinner with one of my Google people. She's like, oh my God, you just know somebody everywhere, don't you? Even in a different country. So that's what we did. And then the next day we wanted to buy some bottles of wine for the cruise because you were allowed to take 2 bottles on. So we did that. I went and walked around. I did my walking. I walk every day. So I did my walking and went and picked up a couple bottles of wine and got to see the streets of Vancouver. So that was kind of cool. Ross talking about good news. Yep, it's why. Yep, there you go. Lowland meeting a TC. Cool. Yeah, it was. It was really awesome. Do hope that that was BC wine. I don't think it was. Again, it was for my wife. I don't even know what kind it was, but I doubt it. Probably not. She probably stuck with something that was familiar to her. Happy connections happen in real life from what people report. That is so true. But I had met her at the summit last year. But what was cool is my wife got to meet some of the people that I socialized with and got to meet someone else that does the same things that I do. So that's kind of cool. And Chris says that's the best part about the top contributor program. I met up with Paolo in Italy and Alex in Berlin last year. Love it. That is so cool. I would love to meet up with Paolo for sure because, I mean, he's in a lot of stuff. He's in the mentor group with me and things like that. I love that kind of stuff. I'd love to go to Italy anyway. Ross says it would be nice to be a bit closer so I can do the same. Hey, listen, if you become a top contributor and contribute and help out and stuff, once you do that, Google flies you there. No cost to you whatsoever. You can come see us. Lolan says lots of great wines here. I hear you. And then Ross says there's lots of great wine there too. There you go. Sunny Down Under juice. There you go. William Rock says TC program is fantastic. I would have never had a chance to meet you in person. That's true. The first summit that I ever went to was the one where we were in downtown San Francisco at the Hilton. And William Rock and I met up with, I can't remember her name, William. I know you'll remember it, but we met up with, and she walked us all around San Francisco because she was from there. That's what's so cool, is meeting people from these areas that you can meet up with. Jim Bentley moved from Pennsylvania, who's a Hangout Top contributor also. He moved from Pennsylvania down to North Carolina. We were going to fly out together. Just didn't work out. Karen, yes, Karen, thank you. Yep. It's awesome. I tell you, it's a great experience. It makes it a lot of fun to see people in real life. And then what? Let's see. Bill says, I just whine lots. That is true. That is true. Ross says, did you drop your H? Bill. Yeah, he dropped his H. All right. All right, gang. Close to 46 minutes. I think I'm going to wrap this up. If you guys have anything, put in the community. Those that are community members, feel free to put in. Anybody that wants to become a community member, we have a link probably in the description of this or in any description of any of the ones that we've done before to join the community. It's $10 a month. Hopefully it pays for itself. It's just getting information and getting the insight and getting behind the scenes after we do these different events and hangouts, that you get a little something extra from the guests that we have on and things like that. I really want to probably do a live workshop this Saturday. We're going to get back into doing some of those. I really think this is a fun thing and a fun time right now, especially in technology. There's a lot going on that is just so awesome and a lot of cool stuff. Real curious to hear what you guys, if you guys have anything that you want. And next time I do this, come in with your questions ready to ask and see if we can't touch on some things and things like that. I really like the way it's going. I love this, being able to do this on a Pixel outside with this, decent camera and talking to you folks. Really talking to the folks that make a difference and getting your input, getting your feedback, getting your, what y'all think. I think all that's so important and good. Glad to have been able to pick up the live. Thanks. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. And then Sheila says, time for a cold beer after talking all this time, Michael. That is so true. I agree with you. Andrew says the workshops alone are worth it. Thank you. And then Bill says, hi, LA. Hi, La, or Hilla, or Hi, La, and then whatever, Wayne Rock Fun. Hi, everyone. Hi, Bill. Yay, hope to be with it live. There you go. Hello, Mr. Graham, somebody says. Love the real-time chats. I agree with that. I think that's kind of cool. Working on some spreadsheets in the background. I can certainly help you. I can, if you want me to, for the community, I'll start a Zoom meeting, and we'll do a live after show. If you need some help with that, Bill, I can help you out. But I agree with you, William Rock. The real-time live chats are so cool because you can talk about just about anything you want and bring up things that you want to make it more of, the interactive part. That's what I like, the interactive part. Usually when you have a webinar or a seminar or anything like that and those kind of things, it's just, there's a set thing. This way we can talk about all kinds of different things. So that's cool. We do chats using Facebook Live, but I wonder if YouTube gets more involvement. I don't know the answer to that. You have a big group over there in Facebook. So, I don't know how to answer that, but if you go on YouTube, I will definitely get it. Facebook, I don't always get because I don't have it on my phone. I don't get the notifications, but I guarantee you, if you went on YouTube Live, I would see it, and I would take part. I would certainly take part. And I usually do when I can. And I love when you do it, especially if it's a topic that I'm just so interested in, too. William Rock agreed we can ask the real questions versus just the agenda. Exactly. That's exactly right. We can get into, people can say, hey, what do you think about this? Or what I use this, or, that's what I like. Just because I use a Pixel book, just because we already had some comments about a Chromebook. We already talked about Ross talking about her, what was it, the Note 8, I think she said. Talk about it. Doesn't need to be about one thing individually. I mean, that's what I like about it, is that we can talk about different things and compare things and talk about things that are similar or things that are different, that kind of thing. So, all right, folks, it's now 50 minutes into the live. I'm going to, for the community, I will put that link in the community for a live Zoom. We'll do that after the show as soon as I end this. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming. Please, those like Chris and William Rock and you guys, get in touch with me. I'd love to do another show with you guys. You think of a topic and let's start doing it. So I agree, Andrew. We do tend to be fixated on diversity. That is so true. I'm going to start the Zoom meeting as soon as I end this. So thank you, everybody, for coming. Anybody who watches the replay, leave comments afterward. That's fine with that. And we will chat with you soon. Thank you, folks. Have a great night. It's getting dark. I'll probably disappear anyway in the darkness. So we'll see you guys. Talk soon. Sure.